Hi there, my name is Susan Grace, and welcome to another episode of A Woman's Journal. This is a community I've built for women where we come on here, talk about different things that we go through, how to get out of them, vent, get closure, you name it. And in today's episode, my guest has opened my mind to something very important. And single moms, you might want to catch this episode because she said being a single mom does not mean that you have failed. Before we get into it, just a reminder that you can subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any episodes. And you can also turn on that notification bell so that every time we upload, ching ching, you get notified. And also you can talk to us on our social media handles at A Woman's Journal Podcast on all our social media platforms. You can hit us up on our email and I'll be sure to revert it to you. Right about now, let's get to it. Now, the lady I'm about to introduce, we met under very interesting circumstances. A wrong number gone right. Julie, karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
You know, the funny thing is, when I called Julie, I thought I was calling the other Julie, Julie Kishuru. Now, you know, Julie, you're so polite. You listen to me. And I'm here telling her about my podcast, the things I want to do, how I want to empower women on this platform. And she's like, okay, I think it's until I said journalism, you're like, oh, yes, yeah. I think you have the wrong Julie.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, I mean, well, we're here. And it just happened. It's something that's aligned with what you're doing at the moment, yeah, which is interesting, but we'll unpack that later. First of all, for the person who's seen you for the first time, please introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Julie Muthoni. I think the first title that I am proud of is mother. Yeah. I'm a mother of 5 children. I have 4 adults and one who's 15. My last one is 15 years old. And I think that's the thing that I'm very most proud of about who I am.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want to know about me. I'm a business person. I run a business. The company is called Kines Foods. Kines Foods has 3 umbrellas. So one is a bakery that supplies institutions, purely institutions. So we supply schools and restaurants with bakery products. And then we have a restaurant, and then we have a consulting arm, where I am the chief consultant. Yeah, my background is food science. I have a degree in food science and technology.
Oh, wow.
And an MBA. Yes, yeah.
Where's Sim Church?
I've tried.
You're trying. Small. Because you're not going to get money.
Yes, yeah.
Julie, you're also a single mom of 5 kids.
Yes, I am.
What's that like? 5? I'm sure someone's like 5. You know, what's that like?
Yeah, people get amazed by the number of 5. They ask me, when were you born? I said, yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah, don't worry, it's just the 90s.
Yes, yeah. Well, single motherhood is can I say it's challenging? I mean, everybody who's a single mother, they will tell you it's challenging.
Yeah.
But there are 3 circumstances under which you find yourself a single mother. One, some people choose to be single mothers. There are those ones who become single mothers because of death of a spouse. And then there are those ones which the category I fall under. You were married and things didn't go right and you decided to get out of the marriage. That one is hard. It is hard. How do I say it? Because you go through a whole cycle of events. It's not what you planned out to be when you're starting off, but you found yourself in these circumstances. So you have to deal with very many emotions along the way. Yeah? And then you find yourself where you are at, and you have to deal with it.
Yeah. And I love that you started by breaking down that there are different reasons why a mother ends up being a single mom. And the reason I wanted us to have this discussion today is because there's a lot of stigma around single moms. Because people are like, why would you bring kids into this world if you don't their father to be present? There's a lot of crazy narratives.
It is. And I'll tell you, and why I was talking about the 3 categories is because the first lot where people have chosen to be single mothers, those ones are almost admired because you've taken a route, and this is, I'm not an authority, this is my perception.
Yes.
And then there's a second group who are widowed.
Your spouse passed away,
widowed. Those ones are treated with a lot of care. And then there is us who have decided, because of whatever circumstances, you are walking out of your marriage.
Yeah.
And we are the ones who are a lot of stigmatized a lot. Yeah. And then you get labeled irresponsible, failures. There are all those things that you're labeled with. Yeah. But leave alone the mothers. And this is something that people also don't understand, that the stigma also carries to the children, because the children are also labeled as parents of single
kids
mothers.
of a single mom.
Yes, yeah. So as much as you are looking at the mother, then in school or wherever they go to, they also have that label of single mother children. And they're also perceived a bit differently.
Different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it's something that you have to learn to deal with. Yeah, you have to learn to deal with.
As someone who was raised by a single mom, please extend grace to those people, because I think I saw my mom really doing the most, because now she's trying to fill both shoes. And I remember I would occasionally ask her about my dad. The first time she was like, brushed it off. I'm like, okay, maybe Nimol is at the wrong time. So the second time I asked, there really wasn't a conversation around it. And now I decided I'm not going to ask again, because she was doing very well for herself and she was providing, she was doing everything right. So I'm like, maybe the more I ask, the more she probably takes offense, or she feels like maybe there's something she's not doing. But for me, I mean, all power to her, because she did everything right. It's just that there's always a gap that is left by a father figure. And the mom can do everything in the world, but the father will always be there.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. And I totally agree. I keep saying, you see, when God made children to be born by man and woman, then both had a role to play. So and even as you're getting to the point, and let me tell you, if you're in a marriage and you're getting to the point where you've decided, under whatever circumstances, that you are walking out of the marriage, I'm going to remove myself from this, me and my children from this situation.
Yeah.
It's not an easy decision. It takes time to reach that decision, and you have to think through it over and over again. And sometimes we take longer than we should have to leave that, because you're also trying to work things out.
Yeah.
And why are you trying to work things out? Because you want to preserve that
family narrative,
that sanity, because you want your kids to grow up in that kind of environment. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And by the time you're making that decision to leave the marriage, you have tried. Yeah, it takes a lot to do that. It's not easy. People think that, because sometimes they're called rebellious, that kichwa ngumu.
But you know what? I really don't want to sound like nikona machungu. But I feel like single moms are not adequately supported like single fathers are. Let me put it this way. When you see a father raising a child by themselves, there's a lot of, oh, wow, this is great. Let's crown this man. He's father of the year. But why do we assume that situation when it comes to single moms? Why do you think that's the case?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And I wouldn't even want to put a wild guess out there, because then I would border on creating a bias, and
right.
I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah, and me neither, because I'm a journalist at the end of the day, but tunavent to kidogo.
No, but it is true. It is true. I mean, there are not many single fathers out there, but the ones who are more applauded for being fathers, and actually I applaud them too, because women are more nurturing. So when a man goes out of his way to actually take on that responsibility, it is admirable. And carry it well. It is admirable. Yeah, and for me, that's why sometimes I keep talking about single parents, because you have to be cognizant of the fact that they are both there. They're single fathers and they're single moms. Single mothers are the majority. Yeah, single mothers are the majority.
On the Mejoza WhatsApp group. You have 5 kids, 4 daughters?
4 daughters, and
the last one is a son.
Yes.
Did you go through any challenges transitioning from raising girls, then boom, it's a son?
Not really. I think it hit me much later, that when my son was a bit older, that the needs for boys are different from girls, in terms of emotional support. That one came a bit much later. Initially, no. Apart from buying boys' clothes and girls' clothes. And then being a bit more clingy than the girls. No, the rest.
Really? It's not the other way around?
No. The boys are a bit more clingy. They love
Remember
they love their mothers. Well, the girls, they love their mothers too.
It's usually a son and the mom, the daughter and their dads.
That's what they say.
That's like a zigzag situation.
Say,
But now you've mentioned, separating with your husband, and now here you are with the kids. There's usually a very thin line in there, because sometimes the lady can get very bitter and they think, let me punish this man by telling him, watoto. And how have you managed to balance that these are our differences, but now we have children together?
Okay, I'll say, and I'll go back to the fact I was talking about, the part I was talking about, making the decision to leave the marriage, to leave the relationship. At that point, I think you have to be very, very clear in whose interest you're acting on. And for me, it was very, very clear that it was the best interest of my children. So moving forward, yes, I was, I won't say bitter. I was disappointed. I was, you go through a whole whatever of emotions, because even at some point you start questioning yourself and asking yourself, oh my God, am I not good enough? Things like that. You go through a whole roller coaster of emotions. But through all that, you have to be very, very clear that you're acting in the best interest of your children. And that was my guiding. That was my guiding thing. That it was not. I was not doing it because of me. I was doing it because of the children. Because at the end of the day, you have a responsibility. You've brought these people into the world. Have to take care of them. To take care of them, you have to be okay in the head. So if you're in a situation that's not allowing you to be your whole self, to be okay, then you cannot be able to take care of these children. Them. And in the extension, even as you move out from being a married woman to a single mother, you have to learn how to take care of yourself. Because it is only when you're okay in the head that you're able to take care of the
other people.
So you go through all that. You have to make sure you have your circle of friends who are supporting you. You have to have your self-love. Do whatever it takes to make sure that you are okay. Self-love comes in many different forms. Whatever it is that you are okay in the head, it's not easy. I can tell you, the first few years, it was all bumpy, because one day you're okay, one day you're not. You're also not clear. It's not something you had planned out in your head that this is all going to be.
Absolutely.
And as you're going through all these emotions, your kids are also going through the same emotions. Remember, these kids, it's not like my firstborn. When I became a single mother, my firstborn was, she was well into, I think she really turned 18 or something. My secondborn was just finishing primary school, So they have known this man. He's their father. and he's being removed from them. And whether being removed or removing himself, I don't know.
The point being, he was out of the picture.
He's no longer there. So they're also going through their own set of emotions, and they're also hurting.
Did you have a sit down with them where you sat them down and you said, hey, listen, Mom and Dad are going separate ways, but we are both here for you?
Yes. Yes. We let me not say we. I had a sit down with them, and I tried to explain to them as much as they could understand at the stage in life they were at, without giving them too much detail.
Right.
But what happens is, as the kids grow older, in Makikuwa, they say, direct translation, a kid is, the children don't have stones on their heads, so they're going to grow.
I will say it in Kikuyu. Oh, okay.
So they grow. They have to grow. So, and as they grow,
they start to put two and two together.
So I have one of my daughters. At the time of the separation, she was now the youngest of my girls. And when it happened, she didn't understand. She couldn't understand. And she was very annoyed at me because she thought I was the one who was a bad person. But as things, she grew older and she grew older, she started piecing things together. Yeah. Even my son, as he's growing older, now he told me, Mom, oh, I remember, now he's...
It's all making sense.
Yes, yeah. But the one thing I didn't do, I didn't turn them against their father. I didn't
That's very important.
I didn't tell them your father is bad, your father is doing this, your father is doing that. No. But kids are not stupid. So later on, they filled in the gaps, they joined the dots, and they understood what led me. But it takes time. And as you're going through that, you are trying, as I said, like now, when they start thinking, Mom, you're the bad person, you're the bad one, you're the bad one here. Why aren't you letting us do this? Why aren't you letting us do this? But eventually they come to realize that it was all in their best interest.
You were trying your best.
Yeah. But I was acting in their best interest. Yeah. And now they see it. Yeah.
But did it break you, hearing those words from your child?
Of course, it does. It does. But as a mother, you understand. You know it's the foolishness of youth.
Like a stage.
Yeah. So you understand, and you keep saying, as she grows older, she'll get it. As she grows older, she'll get it. And they did. And they did. The only thing I can say to single mothers, just keep at it. Keep at it. Stay focused. Stay focused, because it's not been an easy journey for me in all ways, emotionally, financially. I mean, 5 children are a handful. Yeah. By the time I was getting separated, I was employed. After about a year or so, I decided, you know what, this is not enough. Let me get out and find a different way of doing things to be able to continue supporting my children. That's when I started the business. So it's not easy, but you just have to stay focused. You just have to stay focused, and then realize that, the reward will come. Yeah. I haven't gotten it yet.
But you feel like it's somewhere on the way.
Somewhere. But I look at them, and I look at them, and that's what I say, once you're thinking about your children, once you're thinking is, what am I telling them? I'm not perfect. Yeah, I have made my mistakes, even with them. Yeah, but when I make my mistakes with them, I go to them and tell them I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Ooh, sorry. You apologize?
Yes, I do apologize. Yeah, I do. Well, I'm sure they hear, they say, Mom, do you? I'm like, it takes a long time. But yes, I do. I do tell them I'm sorry. I tell them along, her girl, hugging her position, me hugging my parents. Okay, fine.
I am sorry.
Yes.
Yo, that is cute. Sisi tuligrow up tukijua mzazi akifanya Kenya amefanya. Whether they were 100% on the wrong, when uko na makosa. But I love that now you're showing them, because that also builds a habit of taking responsibility and accountability.
You have to. Yeah, you have to. So I'm seeing it in them. I'm seeing them. They're wonderful. They have achieved a lot. They're all super achievers. My firstborn is a HR professional.
Ooh.
Yeah, my secondborn is just graduating next week with a degree in pure biology.
Ooh.
My thirdborn is doing actuarial science in Strathmore University.
Come on.
My fourthborn is a super achiever. She's in Canada school. She's about to do her Form 4. I'm sure she's gonna ace it. And I have my cherry on the pie. Yeah, he's a very ambitious young man. Yeah. So when you see that, then you at least feel you've done something. You've done something right. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. So I'm happy.
It's not all lost. Single mothers out there, just continue pushing and continue staying focused on the goal. Yeah. Because as my mom keeps telling me, these kids are going to grow. They will leave you. But when they leave you, when you set them out into the world, what are you setting them out as? Yeah?
And what foundation have you set for them?
Exactly. Are they able to go through life, be resilient enough to face the challenges? Because the challenges will be there in whatever form. Yeah. Are they whole people? Yeah. And when I say whole is, I've talked about my academic achievements of my children, but that's not all they're all about. There's the person. Do they care about their neighbors? Do they reach out to needy people? Things like that. Do you care about your environment, for example? What are you doing? Because that's what makes you a whole person. Yeah. And I mean, you you really have to think through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you keep saying, hey, being a single mom is not easy. And I know at some point it must have taken a toll on you, especially mentally. How low did it get?
Very low.
Yeah.
I think the lowest that you can get. But I kept remembering my mother telling me, when you reach the bottom, there's no other way to go.
But up.
But up, yeah. So that kept me saying, okay, now I'm here. I'm here. So what do? I start getting out. But again, for me, my kids help me. I keep saying they are the winds beneath my wings, the wind beneath my wings.
Your wings, yeah.
Because then when I think about them, and I think about failing them, and I think about not being there to provide for them, then I said, no, this is not working.
Yeah.
Get up, find a way, let's do this. Yeah. So, it got really bad.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't think I'm really out of the woods yet. But
you're in a better space, yeah? Try kutuonyesha to details.
Sorry?
You don't want to give us like kidogo details? Of like the rock bottom.
Emotionally, I don't even know. I don't even think I knew that I was that bad until I broke down one day, and a very good friend of mine told me, Julie, I'm paying for you for 2 sessions with this counselor. Just go see her. And I went for those 2 sessions, and it was during those 2 sessions that I actually realized the kind of trauma and the kind of baggage that I had carried all along. Yeah? Not trying to think you're a strong woman. That's what we're told, you're a strong woman.
Yeah.
And she told me being a strong woman doesn't mean that you don't fall, that you don't feel these things, that you can't cry, you can't do all that. So I went for those 2 sessions for therapy, and they really helped me because they helped me reconfigure, reset.
Yes.
Yeah. But also, more importantly, they helped me deal with the trauma that I had gone through
previously.
Yes, because I hadn't dealt with it. I had bottled it all up.
Yeah.
And because you pack it up and you say, you know what, I'm going to deal with this later. Right now, life has to go on. I need to take care of my kids. I need to go to work. I need to do this. I need to make sure they have food on the table, things like that. Yeah. So you pack it and you think you're okay. But I was not okay. But that really helped. Financially, yes, there's a time things really, 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 really went bad. COVID came, the industry I am in.
COVID.
And my business went down to the ground. And we really, my kids and I went through a very hard time. A very, very hard time. The point where, I was being auctioned and things like that. I kept telling them, no, we'll get through this.
Being a mom, it's like we're crumbling, but we're okay. We're okay. We're doing this. It's gonna be okay.
But now if they fall and they're looking up at me, then what happens to them?
They become discouraged as well.
Yeah, so I have to. So we got through it. By the grace of God, I'm here. We are alive and well.
Great.
And my business is up and running.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think are some of the mistakes single moms make that we need to correct?
I'll tell you a mistake that I learned a bit too late. Because I learned it through my son, and it's a time now when Africans, we have a rite of passage.
Right.
And I'm here, and I realized, oh my God, I'm a woman. I can't do this. So I needed to find a way to deal with it. Again, by the grace of God, I keep saying when you focus and when you know and your mind is in the right place, God opens a way for you. He led me to this program, and through the program, I actually got a very, very good mentor who up to date is working with my son. I can't even call him a mentor. He's my son's father. Father figure, yeah. But it's at that time I realized that even the girls needed that.
Oh, yeah. A father figure.
They needed that because, unfortunately for me, there was no co-parenting. It was back, go, never turned back. Yeah. So there was a father, and then he
all of a sudden he's not in the picture.
Yeah, he's not in the picture, and I didn't realize that. I didn't even think about it. I thought I was enough. I mean, they're girls. I mean,
Easy peasy, yeah.
What else? I mean, I'm a woman, the girls. I can show them everything they need.
Whatever they need, yeah.
But yes, they needed that. Yeah, they needed that. So I think that's the one mistake that, I don't know if it's a mistake. Yeah, but it's one thing that single mothers need to always try and get a father figure. Somebody who is able to work with your children and be there, because children need that balance. You need the balance. You need the balance. I wish I knew it earlier. This gentleman he's being amazing. He's also reaching out to my daughters. He's connecting with them. But it has happened now. I wish I knew
sooner.
And I wish somebody had told me about it. Then I would have done that earlier. Yeah, because I realized there's a gap. There's a gap that wasn't filled. They'll be okay, but yeah.
And this is what I was telling you, that you can do everything right as a mom. You can even go over and beyond.
Yeah.
But there's still that covered that needs a male figure.
There is. And we don't actually realize, maybe we don't even think through it, because you think that, because as I was saying, I mean, for me, it occurred to me because of this particular thing that I couldn't handle on my own.
Yes.
But you think that, you know what, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And you're talking to them and telling them, you try to do everything. You read all these books. And you're saying,
Dr. Manual.
Fathers do this. And it's like, fine, I'm going to do it. So at one time you're being daddy, the next time you're being mommy.
Just switching, depending on the circumstances. I could be mommy, I could be daddy.
Yes, exactly. But it doesn't really work out.
Yeah. I want to ask you something, but I feel like maybe a man can answer better. But I feel like also as a mom, you can also chip in. What is the importance of a male figure in a kid's life, despite the gender, whether it's a daughter or a son? Because the reason I ask this is I see a lot of casualness with baby mama, baby daddy situations these days, where fathers are like, si bora mu mtumia pesa, si bora mu buy diapers, si bora mu fanya shopping. But I feel like you can do all that, but presence,
I don't even know how I can describe, whether I can say the importance. All I can say is, and I mean, this is a completely different discussion, because there's this issue about co-parenting, and there are single mothers who are co-parenting. In fact, I was reading an article that was talking about co-parenting, and they're talking about co-parenting is not the father sending money and buying food and taking your child for 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon and bring the child back home.
Kukula pizza.
Yeah, there's a lot more, because it's mentoring. You have to listen to your child. You have to walk that journey with your child. Yeah, understanding what the child is going through. It's not just provision. I don't know that I can sum it up, or there's a way to say it. But as I said before, I think there are very, very clear roles for fathers,
each parent,
and mothers. Yeah, and sometimes you could actually have children who have both parents together, but there's one parent who's not playing the role, and they still end up. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's about the parents really understanding and embracing their role, and understanding why they're there, and being present, and being. I'm a mother. So what do mothers do? They love, they protect, they nurture, they help the child grow, they do this. What do fathers do? They provide, they empower, those are the things that fathers are supposed to do for their kids, whether they're girls or boys. Walk with them, encourage them, show them that this is possible. That's what fathers do.
Yes.
Women, we are here, we are telling them it's okay.
It's okay, you're gonna be okay.
We have our different kinds of personalities, and when they come together, then they build the child. Yeah. So that's it. As I think, I was trying to do both. So that's one time I'm saying, no, what? Stop, let's do this.
It's okay. Mama, it's going to happen the way it's going to happen. Okay.
Exactly. But I think that is a balance that the two
that's required.
Yes.
Interesting. But now I know you're very, very passionate about single moms. And I'm sure this is based on your personal experience. And you've also started something with your kids.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yes, yeah. We've actually started a foundation. It's called Kitty Beverly Foundation. Kitty Beverly is the first two letters of all my kids' names. Yeah.
So K-I
is for Kimberly. She's my first one. T-I is Tiffany. She's my second born. they had told me not to say their names on camera. So
Oops. Tutasema off camera.
VE is for Beverly, and VA is for Valerie, and LE is for Leo.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. So that's the foundation we have started. We've been through a lot as a family. And the one thing that I am grateful to God about is that our experiences have not made us bitter. He has made it possible for us to rise above that and become, can I say, passionate about using our experiences to help, hold hands, whatever it is, empower other people who are going through similar circumstances.
Yes.
Yeah. So the foundation aims at, one, for me, I'm very passionate about single mothers because I understand the struggles of single mothers, and I understand the pitfalls, and I understand how easy it is to give up, understand how easy it is to say, no, what, I'm not doing this, how easy it is to look for quick fixes like whatever. Well, again, I don't criticize, but there are things people do just to get quick money. Because as a single mother, I have to provide things and do whatever it is. Very easy not to take responsibility for your situation. So I understand those the kind of pitfalls that single mothers can go through. I'm not saying that I have mastered it, but I would like to encourage people who either have recently become single mothers or have been single mothers for a long time, and they're feeling, you know, God, I can't do this anymore. I want to quit, you know. So just to be able to help them in whatever way. Some of them are, maybe they don't even have jobs to cater for
the kids.
Yeah. So I have tried, like in my business, I have employed one single mother. My business is not very big. I wish I could employ more, but that is what we're trying to do, the foundation, just to create a place where then we can help. We can help. So single mothers, if they're really struggling, can we do something to help you? But by extension, I talked about single mothers, but they're also children of single parents.
Yes.
And you find that because of circumstances, sometimes maybe the mother is struggling and she's not able to provide, the children also suffer. Yeah. So through the foundation, we are also trying to maybe find those, and empower them. If it's girls who have gone through to maybe up to Form 4, maybe give them a bit of training. Right now, what I can do is with what I'm doing in the hospitality. So we train them and give them employment. I did my first 2 training. At least that was the first step. I said, I don't know how I'm going to start, but I'm going to start. Yeah. Yes. So I got the first 2 ladies who have trained. One of them is still employed. Actually, she's currently employed with us.
Nice.
The second one fell along the way. And that takes me to the second aspect of the foundation. Because apart from now helping them, whether it's physical or emotional support or financial, trying to give them a way of earning some income, there's all this trauma that's caused by
the experience
of either being a single mother or being whatever. So we have tried to see how we can bring in a bit of mental health. Yeah.
Right.
How do we then support both the mother and the children, because they've gone through trauma. That we don't know. We have to look for mentorship, good mentors who can help, good counselors who can work with, so that, because sometimes you try, like I said, the second one fell along. We could not progress.
Yeah.
But it's because I could see she's not able to move on. And the reason why you're not able to move on is because you're dealing with baggage.
You're still holding on to it.
Yes, you're dealing with baggage. Your mind is at a different place. You're not able to do this. So for me to be able to get you to this place, then I have to first help you offload, deal, synthesize, deal with it, and then be able to, So that's another thing we're doing with the foundation.
That is very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's something else you told me about the foundation. It's a combination of different interests of the children.
Of the family, yes.
Yeah.
I said I'm very passionate about single mothers. 2 of my kids are very passionate about mental health. And then there's a third aspect of environment. One of my kids, the one who's very outspoken. She's very
the one who wants to do journalism.
Yes, She's very passionate about the environment. Yeah. As I said, we are still figuring out how to bring all these things together. Yeah, but it's very clear that we want to use our experience as a family to be able to help others and give back. We are here.
To the society,
we didn't go down. By the grace of God, we didn't go down. We're still walking. So
I love the positivity.
how can we just give back what we have been given? Yeah.
I love that. And if there's any way I can help or be part of it, you have my number. Yeah.
Expect a call from me.
I'm being serious about this whole thing. If you need any help from me or any participation, because again, being raised by a single mom, because I think one thing about single moms, you are soldiers. Even when things are not okay, I'm going to, we are doing this. Because at times I could see my mom and I can tell, man, she's tired. Like she left in the morning. Amerudi, ametoka sijui uko kwa mashamba. She's tired. I'm like, you're good? She's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, I know you're not. I know also there was a time in my life where I was a handful. And she was just like, yeah, she's still my daughter, So, big shout out to all the single moms. So if there's anything I can do or if I can help, feel free to reach out.
Thank you. I remember that. I will remember that.
You will remember. I'm sure you will.
Yes.
So nakumbuka kwa ile clip ulisema, if I need anything, call. But yeah, please do. Yeah.
But thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Because as I said, we this idea came up sometime last year. Yeah, because we make a point of having family meetings because as my kids grow older, everybody has things to do. So we make a conscious effort meeting once a month. And everybody makes time and we spend the whole day. So as we were discussing, we thought about what can we do? And that's when this idea cropped up. And then it has taken so long. And I said, you know what, this year we are doing something. We are doing something. Because sometimes you want to get everything right. You want to get the premises. You want to get the people on board. You want to get the money because the training I had to do, then it cost me. I mean, the trainers were coming to do the training to pay them. Exactly. But we said, you know what, baby steps. Let's start. Let's take the first step. And as we continue doing it, yes, of course, I'm hoping then we'll get people who can buy into the idea and work with us.
Yeah.
And work with us. Yeah.
I love what you've said. Do you guys have meetings every month? Where you either hang out or just catch up, and that is so intentional, especially in this fast-paced world where mama kwa kazi kila siku. The fact that you have it, if I had that growing up, you're president.
I hope they become presidents.
But yeah, I love that. You are such an intentional mom. And, props to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I don't feel it, but yeah, I guess.
Sometimes you need somebody to tell it to you. You're doing well. You're doing great.
Yeah. So we do meet once a month just to chill out and talk and
unpack. Do you guys unpack and
just bond? It's more of bonding. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more of bonding and catching up and getting to know what's happening where, because then you'll say, oh, you're doing no. And then because things, and as the kids grow older, everybody is chasing something. They're chasing careers. It's what chasing academic success. I'm here chasing the money.
Everybody's chasing something.
Yeah. You're also chasing love, but
Speaking of love, I was going to ask you. I mean, you've talked about your separation. Have you given up on marriage?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, let me not say. Okay, let's remove the word marriage.
Okay, love.
Have I given up on good relationships? No, I know they exist. Yeah, I know they exist. I've seen them, and I've seen couples who are happy, people who. I think being in a relationship, I mean that everything is rosy, but you're able to understand each other, support each other, respect each other, trust each other. All those things that come with.
I know, girl.
Yeah, with a relationship.
Yeah.
No, I haven't given up on that. It is there. I don't think God made a mistake by creating man and woman.
That's true. Adam and Eve, you said it. In fact, he said it is wrong for a man to be alone. So, Jehovah, do your thing.
Let's decided to take a different vocation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's good that you've not given up. But now, as we wind up this discussion, I want you to look at that camera and I want you to speak to that single mom since that's your specialty, who feels like, maybe this was a whole mistake. Maybe I can't do this motherhood thing. I'm ready to throw in the towel. What word of encouragement do you have for her?
Just keep at it. Keep at it. One, as I said, remember first take care of yourself. It's important that you take care of yourself, because there's no way you are going to be able to take care of your children if you're not okay. So seek out whatever help you need, whether it is mental support, whether it is physical support, whether it is just take care of yourself first. And then stay focused on your purpose. Act in the best interest of your child. She asked me earlier about bitterness. I'm not going to let you see the child. If it is the best interest of the child to see their father, then do not stop it. Yeah. If it is not in the best interest, then do whatever you can to just make sure that you're acting in the best interest. I keep saying, God chose you as a stewardess for these children. So take up that role with the kind of responsibility that you can always go back to God and say, this is what you gave me and this is what I'm bringing back. I've not done a perfect job, but I did the best I could. Yeah. And just know that it is possible. It is possible. Yeah. You just have to dig deeper within yourself.
Yeah.
You'll find it. It is possible. Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And also to that person who is or was raised by a single mom, you're beautiful. You're great. Good things can come out of you. We'll see. I think earlier on I was having a guest in one of these episodes, and they said, don't define yourself by the things that, of the past, or those bad things. You have to change the narrative. You have to now start seeing yourself from a different lens. So being raised by a single mom, it's not a quote unquote like disability. It's not something bad. Something good can still come out of you. I'm confident.
Of course, yeah. And you're not dysfunctional, because sometimes people go, you're dysfunctional. You're not as good as everybody else. And you get labeled with all kinds of labels. I mean, when you're seen as a single mom working hard, people think, she's too aggressive. I mean, when did aggression become a bad thing? I mean,
hello. I'm not shouting about it.
Yeah, but it is. You have to be strong enough to be able to just unpack that and say, you know what, this is where I'm going.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you too for having me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
It was a great opportunity for me to talk. I mean, I feel good that I had this shared something.
Yay!
I have shared about something about myself and about my journey. Never know, maybe we can speak about the other details in another forum.
You were so worried about this interview. How do you feel now? She was like, so what are you going to talk about? Okay, yeah, just send me some pointers. I just need to be sure. Yeah, I don't want to be ambushed. How do you feel now?
It made it easy.
Yeah?
Yeah, you made it easy.
Awesome.
You made it easy. I think I was really intentional about talking and not getting scared. I'm not a public person. I don't like being in the spotlight, but I said I need to do this. I need to do this because I feel if you don't speak out, then how will people know?
How are we creating awareness? Yeah, exactly.
You have to speak. You have to speak out, and you have to speak out in a positive way, because we want to make things better. We don't want to make things worse. And being a single mother is not a failure.
Ooh,
you're not a failure.
Again.
You're not a failure because you're a single mother. It's just circumstances. And actually, I think you are a stronger person when you decide that this is not what I want, this is not what is good for my children, I'm going to work out of it. You're much stronger than that person who stays in that situation and messes up their children. Yeah. So don't think that, of course, society will make you feel like you are a failure. You failed,
yeah.
But you are not a failure. You're not
a failure. I think this is the part where we say, sina la ziada. Again, being a single parent does not mean you're a failure. Being raised by a single parent also does not mean that you're destined for failure. Thank you so much, Julie, for gracing my podcast.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me. I'm really grateful.
Yeah. And a big shout out to your kids, especially your daughters. Your daughters have been on your case.
Yeah. I'm hoping they won't be disappointed.
They will not. They will not. So a big shout out to them. And they've been amazing too. I think they've also kept you going.
Yes.
So props to them.
They have all my kids. My son is also very, sometimes he gets forgotten because he's the youngest.
Yeah.
And he's the only boy. And I think with being women, you empower girls so much that
sometimes. How a boy child.
Yeah. I haven't forgotten, but he sits in a house full of empowered women.
I hope he's taking notes. I mean, if you look at it from this other side, he's been prepared for the women out here.
Exactly.
Because the women out here are busy to me.
Exactly.
We're too empowered.
Exactly. Let me tell you a funny story. When his sisters were in high school, and he was right across them. They were in Songari, and he used to go to St. Mary's, and he would come. So in the evening, have to go pick them up from school, and then he'd cross over from St. Mary's and go to Songari. You know, all the girls in high school, his sister's class, ask, where's Leo? And they would be looking forward to meet him. He's a charmer. He knows how to deal with women.
Props to you.
Excited. And now when he's a small boy, he was in primary school, I think he was in standard 4, but he knows how to deal with.
So it's a good thing that he's grown around girls. He's learned a big one too. Wow, that is great.
He'll make a good father and a good husband. I know he will.
Hallelujah. Amen to that.
Yes,
That's also something very important, the things that you speak upon your kids' life, because out of the abundance of your heart, the mouth speaks. Yeah, thank you so much, Julie.
I can keep talking forever.
You need to get over coffee or something. But thank you so much. May God bless you. And also a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for keeping us company throughout this episode. It has been amazing. And remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. That is at A Woman's Journal Podcast. All over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can also talk to me directly at SusanGrace_KE. Kumbuka, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, talk to us at pale kwa email, and I'll be sure to revert to you. Until next time, God bless you and thank you.